How's it going, everybody? I am Donut. I'm here with my fiance.
Right.
This is, as always, a Black Lives Matter, all cops are bastards, and trans rights supporting channel. If you're not supporting that shit, get the fuck off this channel. We are back after a bit, not a hiatus in terms of the channel, because I've been very slowly putting out the content to make it work. We're gonna try and record the MCU stuff together.
Yeah.
Which, we have usually like about a month every, like twice a year. Maybe we'll have like a month where we can, record as much as we possibly can, as well as live our own lives and shit like that.
Of course.
But so that's the plan. We're going to, record this shit when we're together because it's much, much better. We're getting into Hawkeye now.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say about this before we get into this?
Just that I've never read the run that's based on. I know it's really good. I know it's written by Matt Fraction, the person who wrote my favorite Iron Man run of all time. I don't know why I never checked it out. But, yeah, I don't know anything about it. And, this is the one where I imagine it's not like a direct adaptation, but I imagine it's the one where people have read the source material for it.
Oh yeah, I mean the fact that the only thing I know also is the poster is the exact same thing.
Yeah, the logo is the exact same.
Yeah, of course I know that Mark Fraction got no money for it, but but yeah, I don't know anything really about Matt Fraction other than just I also know this is based off his run and that people love Matt Fraction and all that. I know that this is going to. I assumed this was going to be about his daughter. But since I have learned about a character called Kate Bishop.
Right.
So you know a bit about Kate Bishop, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all I know about Kate Bishop is she's not his daughter. That's literally all I know. I mean, also, she is Hawkeye, but yeah, I've seen, her current comic outfit, I guess, because it doesn't feel important, but, if they do hints towards that sort of stuff.
Same.
But yeah, I don't really know anything about her at all. I don't know how, I don't think she's been set up in the MCU or anything. I think we're going to set her up in this.
Yeah, before this came out, I was very curious about what they would do, because in Endgame, he does, do the, nice shot Hawkeye to his daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really thinking, maybe if they're gonna do, a younger Hawkeye, it's going to be his daughter. I mean, it could be, but it also feels like they're probably gonna do Kate.
Yeah, I always just thought Kate was his daughter. I didn't really, I don't think I knew her last name, or I didn't even think I knew she was Kate Bishop or anything. I just had seen her, in stuff, and was like, oh, that's assuming his daughter, basically MCU stuff. But so I don't know how she's gonna connect to this. I'm also curious that Hawkeye, in the comics is a very goofy, funny, lighthearted guy who's, I would say, he's the guy who shoots arrows. It's just funny. It's hard to really do that seriously, and even when you are doing it seriously, it has to have a bit of that comedy into it as well. And I feel like in the MCU he's been a bit too moody and serious and dramatic.
They've goofed a little bit on him.
Yeah, on him, but he's not a jokester, a goofer.
Yeah, he's coming from a very different place.
He also didn't start as a criminal or anything, so he doesn't have that whole background vibe.
Yeah.
He wasn't a carnival, so he doesn't have that sort of vibe to him. He has none of the vibes from the comics. So I am very curious how they're going to just, what this seems to be, one of the most, we're just going to straight up adapt this run.
Yeah, because also, Kate is not a character, from that run. She was established a while back.
Okay.
And so the idea of doing that, but also establishing her in the same thing, I'm very curious to see what they do. I'm really curious to see how this feels, and if they're going to do is Hawkeye just going to feel very different now, or are they going to, I'm really hoping they find a way to take him from where he is in the MCU and, move him over in a realistic way. Yeah,
if I had to guess, I'm going to guess we're going to get a hard shift in character in this one. And I'm totally up for that. I would be very happy if we just go, he's always been like this. Totally. If they go, by the way, he used to be in a carnival. Fine, whatever. They pulled it off with Zemo. I think they can pull it off with anybody at this point. If they do it in a, if they also poke fun at it, we know this is a retcon, but this is what people want, and I don't know if people want it, though, to be fair. They could do it well, they could do it, and I go, this is so, they're going too cheesy on this, or, they're, making fun of it too much instead of just doing it. It could be bad. But
yeah, but I'm really, really hoping they nail it.
But I'm not going to be upset if it's what, we're just suddenly changing his character and acting like he's funny now? I hope that is, what it is, even though I understand that could go bad, too. I know about Lucky the pizza dog.
Oh, yeah.
Is that his name, Lucky?
I think it is.
I just know about
most
the
people
pizza
call
dog.
him pizza dog, or pizza dog.
But okay, I think that's it.
Yeah.
I think that's it. Let's jump into this now. As always, I don't do any cut-up reactions anymore because I'm too fucking lazy. So get the full-length reaction in the description below. And hey, consider coming on the Patreon for early access to all of Hawkeye. Should be out on the Patreon already. And also got a ton of manga stuff there. Yu-Gi-Oh!, One Piece, JoJo, tons of shit. So go check that out. Alright, let's get into this. Okay, here for the discussion. This episode, by the way, was Never Meet Your Heroes. We did not say that in the thing that we can only do.
Yeah, we should check it every time.
Yeah. Well, we did say, the first episode we're going to see if they do it in the series itself, just to check.
Right.
But yeah, so this was Never Meet Your Heroes, which is interesting, because that's the very, very end, and I'm not sure why it is Never Meet Your Heroes.
Yeah, because it's not a disappointing thing. I mean, I guess, she gets roughed up by him, but...
For like a second.
Yeah, but it's all like a negative experience overall.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we don't know.
Yeah, like it'll probably be more fitting next episode, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, a lot of setup in this, but I feel like very clear setup, surprisingly. As like, as it was happening, I was like, man, there was like fucking 5 different things going on, but
yeah,
like the Russian stuff, we don't exactly, that's the big mystery. Like, I don't have any clue what that's connected to, what that's relevant to, but we have whatever the dad was connected to, which is probably the reason why they're moving, is the same thing that's going on with the mom, and...
Because, like, it's interesting to note that the mom did not grow up rich.
Yeah.
So the fact that they can stay in that apartment for, like, 15 years or so after, like, that happened, well, whenever this takes place.
Yeah.
Like, that's all from their savings, presumably.
Or, I mean, she's rich now. Like,
I mean, but, like, how? Like, from savings or for...
I mean, I assume from whatever job she has now.
Oh.
Like, she didn't grow up rich, but that doesn't mean she's not rich now.
That's fair.
Like, she's telling, Kate, you're rich, so...
Yeah.
I think,
That makes sense.
She's just like, I didn't grow up rich, so that's why. But yeah, I do think that... I don't know if it was just the dad who was bringing in the majority of the money at that time, and she got a job afterwards, or if she also had a rich job at that point. I'm not sure.
That's a fair point.
But yeah, like, definitely, connected to this whole criminal underground stuff, which has apparently changed dramatically in the past, few years after the Ronin stuff, I assume. Swordsman is very interesting because though it was like why are there all these swords around the house and that, and he did want that sword, but then at the same time when he picked it up, it was like, whoa, I'm carrying a sword. Like, it might have been like, this is a crazy Ronin sword, but it didn't even feel like that. It felt like he was, like, there was a little bit in him that was afraid.
Right.
Like, there was a little bit in him that was like, I'm carrying a sword, that's a dangerous weapon, and,
Yeah.
And, like, he didn't stab that guy when they were pointing the gun at him.
No.
Like, he, I don't think he is, like, a hardened killing guy yet.
That's interesting. Because, like, if he has any criminal stuff going on, like, I feel like there's got to be a marriage scam element to this, of course.
But, what was the guy's name, the old guy who died?
Oh, fuck, I don't
They said it so many times.
Yeah.
Armand. Yeah, he seemed like he did not have much of a problem with that guy. He had more of a problem of he was trying to get with, the mother.
Yeah.
Like, he had a problem with the mother.
Yeah.
And that seemed to create his problem with the swordsman. Do you know what his actual name was?
The swordsman?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I don't.
We'll get it by next episode, but because I don't want to just keep calling him swordsman. But
especially if they do the twist of he's not the swordsman.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, but I think almost certainly he looks exactly like him. Perfect casting, perfect. Normally, I'm not a fan of the let's get this person who played a role in one thing, Lalo, and in Better Call Saul.
Yes.
But I'm not a fan usually when it's like, and then the other role they play, they look exactly the same. Like, he looks just like Lalo. Like, he's got the same mustache, the same hair, and everything like that. They didn't really change up his look at all. But it fits so perfectly, and the character is very, very different.
Yeah.
But yeah, normally I'm not a fan of they look exactly like their most popular character or whatever. But
I mean, it's tough because Lalo does just kind of look like the swordsman as well.
Yeah, like, it's tough because, I get why they were like, well,
yeah,
might as well do that. It's perfect, already as is, and it is. Like, his mustache is Perfect. Who else alive has that mustache anymore? By the way, yeah, I don't really know anything about Swordsman other than like I've read like the first comic he was in, and that's all I've seen of him so far. But I do, I love the Swordsman. I think he's super fucking cool. Yeah. He joins the Avengers the first time we see him. He is the first person who almost kills Captain America. And everything. So like, and he like that like issue is what really solidifies Cap's kooky quartet as like an actual serious like Avengers team that isn't just like constantly bickering with each other and having issues. Like, that's when they all come together as a team. And also like getting more into Hawkeye's like his past and his like him as like a very goofy but also brooding character. And so I think the sword, like, I'm super excited because the Swordsman to me is like a very powerful character. Yeah. Like when someone who infiltrated the Avengers, almost killed Captain America, is just a powerful guy, like very conniving and scheming. But like I think of him as being very flamboyant and showmanshipy. But like that seems to be the opposite of what we're going for here.
Yeah. Either that's not what he's like, or he's like suppressing it right now.
Yeah, it could be that. Because he does also have like very smiley, very charismatic nature to him.
Yeah, and like he's not above like like when he was fucking with Armand by like betting on. I mean, he wanted the sword.
I don't think he was fucking with him, but he was.
Yeah, because there was also that layer of like, I genuinely don't know how he's gonna pay for this sword.
Yeah.
From the black market guys. Like, he's gonna have to go to his wife or have already stolen her credit card or something.
Yeah, like take out a loan and then pay it back to her.
Yeah.
Like, I think Armand was like, why are you doing, like, even him, I think he wanted the sword, but I also think he knew he couldn't pay for the sword, so he was just trying to get Armand to go higher.
Yeah, like I think it was multiple things. Like, there's also the flex of, I'm doing this because, I know you disagree with me marrying this woman, but I'm gonna get a bunch of money out of it.
Yeah. I love what they did with Armand of like, we're gonna kill off this guy. This is not a like sad oh no, and also like in one episode it's gonna be very difficult to make you care about a character dying. So instead, just going like, this is just gonna be a weird guy that you're gonna like remember.
Yeah, he's very memorable, and he's very like connected to everything in a way you can't understand. Yeah. Like, he is the most this guy is important character.
But yeah, I'm always a fan of that. Of just like, make a character stand out by just being a little bit weird. Not like a super overly weird, but just like little weirdness that you're just like, you just remember them. Just like, what? Who are you? What is your deal?
Yeah.
And like, that works perfect when he is dead. It's just like, what? They killed off the weird guy? But he was so weird and funny.
There's like 4 other Armands.
That's true.
We got up to the 7th. We're fine.
Yeah. But yeah, this episode also just had a good job of like setting up stuff and then paying it off already in the first episode, like with her listening through the vent or the hearing aid thing, and certain stuff like that.
Yeah, they're doing a really good job of setting up like how ready she is to be like a superhero without it, being too insane.
Yeah.
Like, I do think a big part of that is the Russians, is just how durable they are. They give her a lot, she can do a lot with them without feeling overpowered. Because it's like, they're still getting up.
Yeah. Man, they're tough as shit. This reminds me of in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, when we were talking about like the most crazy bad guy in that was the helicopter pilot.
Oh yeah,
like he was just insanely good. It's like, I love this new thing in Phase 4 of just like some of the mooks are just like so hyper confident.
It feels very comic-y. Like, or, like there's that feeling of just like, you shouldn't be a threat. Like, you're not the title villain or anything. Why are you still the person we're fighting?
Yeah.
Or even just like, why are we struggling with these 4 guys so much?
Yeah. But I do love that you're right. It feels very comic book-y. Like, these guys just have that feeling of like, they are just those like tough guys that you see in comic books. They don't have super soldier serum or anything, but they just are a little bit tougher than an average person.
Yeah.
Just by nature of being a comic book. I'm a fan of that stuff in media in general. When it is like, people are a little bit tougher than they are,
Yeah.
We also, so the like, bell tower, clock tower being
yeah.
destroyed and that. Ridiculous in how it happened. But I didn't think about it until halfway through it, and I was just gonna wait till the discussion. But like they specifically like, oh, she's destroying this tower and everything. That's a bad thing, whatever. But also, it's the Stain building.
Yeah, it is specifically the Stain Tower.
Yeah,
like it didn't click with you until you said it.
Yeah, it wasn't until halfway through that I was like, huh. That's actually, I guess we're not supposed to, like, feel that bad, it is more comedic. So, yeah, it's staying good. Honestly. Yeah, good.
Like, she didn't do it for that reason, but it's fine.
Yeah, like, I'm always interested in that sort of stuff in media, of the, like, it's not an in-universe thing, but an out-of-universe, we're going to give a excuse, like, also if anybody complains online, you could just say, like, oh, Stain Tower, shut the fuck up.
As a very slight tangent, but also, just seeing the Thanos' write graffiti got me so much.
On a urinal. I've never seen graffiti, it wasn't graffiti. Let's not call that graffiti. Okay.
Let's not besmirch graffiti.
Yeah, that was marker on a urinal.
Oh, but that hit me so hard because it was me. It's like ha, right, the Thanos is right thing, and then immediately 1 second afterwards, right, this guy fought Thanos, right? This is like saying Hitler was right.
To like someone who actually fought in that war. Yeah. I mean, they really summed up so much by it is written on a urinal.
Oh yeah, you got it.
I love Hawkeye's reaction to it too, because he doesn't even have like a disgusted reaction to it. It's like, he has this like, not in a maybe he's right, but just in a like, almost in like a somebody really wrote that on a urinal. Okay, like not in a like that guy has a point, but a he's almost like chuckling about like how ridiculous it is that somebody would do that, and that is like. That's what I mean. Like, I just love his reaction to like all this stuff as like a celebrity, of just like, he doesn't have this like he's disgusted by it. He has this very honestly, it's a kind of jokesterish attitude that I wouldn't expect from Hawkeye, but we were talking about that at the beginning and stuff. But like that is kind of that, like, he is trying to treat it more as a joke to cope with it.
Yeah, like he's had to live with this for a while now. Yeah. And, like, it'll still sting, but yeah, like he's found a way.
Yeah, like even like the the stage play and stuff like that. Like he's joking about it to cope with it, but like he's clearly having a lot of PTSD just watching it and stuff.
Yeah, and like he clearly thought he was going to be okay, or otherwise they wouldn't have gone.
Yeah. And him just like turning off his hearing aid, like I thought that was him just getting so distracted by Natasha, but like
same. I
liked that it actually wasn't that. It was like, I mean, it was also that, but it was specifically he did turn off his hearing aid.
Yeah.
Oh, the thing he was like most annoyed by was Ant-Man being there.
Why is Ant-Man there?
Just being in a green hood. It's so funny because that's like the most like I haven't even seen a high school play this bad.
Oh yeah.
Like there's no costumes. They just got a guy in a green hoodie. My lord. Like we have better Marvel plays now.
This is about a true story. This happened here. This is the 9/11 play.
Yeah. Why? This is like a universal constant in this universe. The Asgard did the same thing.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
There's not a single good play in the Marvel universe. I don't think it exists.
I wonder if it's like the, like when someone draws manga inside of a manga, like what is it, does it look like a drawing to them or does it look photorealistic? Like in the same way, if there's costumes in this world, do the costumes look real or do they all look shitty because...
God, I could imagine Kevin Feige coming out and saying that. But like, I could buy that. It's the only way that something this insane makes sense. Like, why is this production happening? Why is it so popular? Why are they advertising it everywhere?
Yeah.
If it is like, no, that is like a really good Hulk costume, but we as an audience, if we just showed you that, you would just think that's the Hulk. Right. So we're gonna make it a guy in a green hoodie. I can see it. Or the actual production play going, well, we have to have the costumes be really shitty because if, I could see them making a law, like, you can't dress up like an accurate Marvel. Like, that's also maybe why the bank robbers had those, like, comic book masks on.
You can't accurately depict the Avengers.
Yeah, like, you can't, like, that's not like a law in our world, but I could see that being a thing there. Like, you can't have, like, a realistic Nixon mask in that world.
I can see
that would be fascinating. I think they legitimately could just say that, and that would answer a lot of this weird
Honestly,
shit.
yeah.
Not that it's a flaw hunting. I think it's very, very funny. But I could totally see them saying that kind of thing. Oh man, again, not an issue I have with it, but it was so funny how forced the Lucky thing was.
Oh yeah, this is the most, like, if you didn't know anything about it, you would go, this is a reference, right? This is gotta be a reference.
This is the most insane character choice I've ever seen. I mean, maybe not the most insane, but like, to just run the truck.
Not gonna tell anyone about this, not gonna
not even gonna call the police or anything.
Yeah.
Just, like, nothing.
Just, I'm gonna go get this dog.
And then it was really like we had to get the dog and do the Armand thing in this episode.
Yeah.
Whereas realistically, the Armand thing should have waited and then gone there like later. But I understand in order to have the episode happen, it has to happen all in this order and stuff like that. And again, I'm fine with that. It's not an issue I have. I just thought it was very funny how forced it was. But yeah, I didn't really know anything about Lucky. The fact that he seems to be like blind in one eye, maybe that's just like he's got stuff in his eye and they can get it, treated or fixed.
Maybe. Yeah.
That's a thing with dogs a lot. So many times you think the dog's blind, but it actually just has stuff.
Oh,
in its
really?
eye,
I didn't know
like,
that.
Yeah, I feel like it's a very, very common thing. Like, especially like one eye closed, it's like it'll be crusted over, or they could probably use it, but they can't like really open it, or like they've just not used it for so long because it's like it got infected or it got whatever. But typically they can get the dog's eyesight back most times. So I wonder if that's going to be a situation like that, like where he's going to be like where he is just like completely blind in that eye. If he's going to be partially blind in that eye, and they can fix it and he can open it, but it'll still be partially blind. Because I could see that being, I wouldn't normally think a show would do that because it'd be like, you only want to go for kind of extremes. But like with Hawkeye having a hearing aid and stuff like that, I think it'd be cool if the dog has like partial, blindness in one eye.
I can see that.
Also, because it seems like Hawkeye has a hearing in just one ear. I'm not sure if his other ear has perfect hearing. I don't really know how hearing aids work. I don't know if you can.
Yeah, you can have one in just one ear.
You can? Okay.
Yeah, or it could be both. We didn't see it, but
yeah. But yeah, so could be doing the thing there.
I could see that.
Or or the dog's just gonna be like, okay, fix its eye and it's fine now. I hope it's not that. I don't think that's bad, but like I want the dog to be better. But I think it'd be nice to tie it into Hawkeye.
Yeah, I could see that.
And yeah, they did a good job of making the dog look, abandoned and grimy and dirty. A lot of shows don't get that across, right? Like, it just feels like the dog's been out for like a day.
Yeah. You don't want to gunk up the dog too much.
Yeah. Whereas this one's like, man, that hair is matted and it does not look fun to pet.
No.
It looks like if you pet it, it's going to be gross and it's going to be hard and it's going to hurt. But like, I'm glad. It really shows how, how abandoned this dog is. And especially that this is in New York.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it has so much of that New York grime all over it. Also, I just love, this version of New York that we're showing. A lot of these shows all do very different styles of New York and stuff. And yeah, I love this, like, very smoky-filled New York. Jessica Jones does a lot of, like, it's very bright outside, and you see all, like, the fumes coming up from the grates and all that. But I feel like this, it wasn't like focusing, like Jessica Jones focuses on just shots of that a lot. I don't know why, but I think of that with Jessica Jones a lot. Versus this, it has that like fog that's in the street, the emissions from the cars, the shops that have smoke coming out of them, people smoking in the street, the stuff that comes out of the grates, which I don't know what the hell that is, poison gas? I don't know. But like, it's so dense.
Yeah, but I didn't really think about it, but yeah, there's lots of like cars on the street and people in the street, and we know that's not a given from the Netflix series.
Oh yeah.
Depending on the series, people might be in the street or not in the street, or cars might be in the streets.
Yeah, but yeah, this has a very like tight, like feeling like everything just feels denser. The atmosphere, the people, the cars, the like space.
It fits both for New York, and specifically New York during Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, it has that very bustly, busy feeling that I really only see from Christmas movies.
Yeah.
Like, even in, like, dark New York movies, I feel like, it's not depicted like this.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, New York is cold as shit.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking freezing. And, like, they didn't like getting that across or anything, but, like, just having it being set at, like, Christmas time with all the snow and stuff like that, like, really, like, I'm really not a fan of cold or ice and snow and all that stuff, but even I can appreciate the aesthetic of a snow in New York. That disgusting brown shitty snow.
I love snow, so I'm very into it.
Yeah. Okay, what else did you want to talk about in this episode? Because there's actually not a whole lot to talk about in this episode.
Not
we covered
a ton.
pretty much most of it.
Yeah. Kate's the stuff at the gala is, how do I put it? Like, Kate's introduction in the comics is also at a gala, but it's very, very brief.
Okay.
Basically, she's like, someone tries to rob the gala, then she beats them all up. Like, it's not in costume or anything, just, like, as an attendee.
Yeah.
And that is the initial, like, there might be something to that girl.
Yeah, this reminded me a little bit of the Matt and Elektra scene when they first met as well. Like, just, because it's a gala and that sort of thing. Because of the faking your way in and stuff. But yeah, I really liked Kate's introduction. I really like Kate as a character already. I just like how, like, very headstrong she is about what she wants to do. And yeah, she's funny, but not in like an old MCU funny way.
That's a good way to put it. There is a brand, and she's not doing that, which is what I kind of assumed we were going to do.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I like her style. She's got like a very Zendaya style of humor as well.
I can see that, yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Not quite, but closer to that than the typical MCU style. Yeah, I don't think I have anything quite. I'm very excited to see where we're gonna go with Hawkeye specifically. Like,
yeah.
I feel like I can see the projection. No, the trajectory of Kate Bishop. But Hawkeye, I'm curious where we're gonna go, where we're gonna end with him in this. Is he going to like retire, or is it just gonna be like, and you're a Hawkeye, and I don't know, because like Captain America, like retired, but like we don't really have another legacy hero that has retired or has stuck around, right?
No.
Pretty much the only legacy hero we have so far is Falcon now as Captain America.
Yeah, but yeah, it's a real like. The struggle with any hero who retires is, well, what happens when the world gets invaded? Like, are you going to just literally sit in your bed and go, no, I'm retired?
Yeah. Like, I keep saying that too. I don't think that Captain America is truly done. Like, and I think for sure we're going to see him again. Yeah. Absolutely. But even more than that, I think, there's got to be a moment where he comes in and fights and dies. Like, I think that's his end. He's going to die fighting as an old man. I
think that makes a lot of sense.
But I think that's way off in the distance. Like, maybe the next Avengers movie or something, because that's super fucking far away.
Oh, yeah. But it's also something they can just keep in the back of their pocket forever. Yeah. Because, like, the actor's only going to get older over time, so... Yeah.
But I would also be totally fine if he just ends in, like, a Joseph Joestar situation, I won't, like, say anything, but, I could also be totally fine if he ends up in that situation as well. So, yeah. Very, very curious what we're going to do with Hawkeye and his family as well. Like, his family, like, where are we going to go with that aspect of this? Like, I don't know how his family's tied into any of this, but all of Phase 4 has been about family and stuff.
Yeah. I'm very curious as to why their mom didn't come along.
Yeah.
Because it was a very specific, like, she's setting up stuff at the house, they've got the tree and everything.
Yeah. Well, she also said, like, this was for you to spend time with the kids and stuff like that, so maybe they're divorced.
Maybe, I could see that.
I could see it being a very healthy divorce, like...
Yeah. Because
maybe not super healthy, but...
Yeah, but, like, I'm very curious to see what happened with their family, because he was the only one who survived, the snap. And so he has all this time of grieving over them and everything, and then they finally came back, and you'd think that would just be, like, cool as normal, whatever, but... realistically, you can see a lot of problems with that. Yeah, I mean, especially because he has survivor's guilt over his whole family dying except for him. He has survivor's guilt of just being an Avenger. All of Avengers do. He has the survivor's guilt of Natasha. He's got the survivor's guilt of just being alive at the end of Endgame. And it's like...
He's got so much survivor's guilt that it's like it's hard to just go back to being a normal family at that point.
Yeah. Plus, his family's been off the grid for so long.
Yeah.
Like, since Nick, like, you know, moved them off the grid. So, it's not even a, like, you know... Like, I'm curious to see if they're... Like, if we'll touch on this at all. If his kids are known as being Hawkeye's kids.
Yeah.
Or if that is something where, like, you know, they mostly live with their mom, and so it doesn't really come up.
Mm-hmm. I also, like, man, the younger you are, the better it probably was that you got snapped. Like it's probably better to be snapped younger. Right, like as a kid, if you get snapped, it's probably not as bad as an adult because you don't like grasp, the weirdness of it as much.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where you look back on it and everyone goes, "That was really fucked up," and you go, "I guess it was."
Yeah, but like being snapped as like a 4-year-old, 5-year-old, like it wouldn't really like it would be weird, but I don't think you could comprehend the weirdness of it.
Yeah,
because I'm sure to them it is just like, and then you're back, you know. So it's like I don't. Yeah, how would you comprehend that?
Yeah.
And especially like, even the younger you are, like imagine you got snapped as a baby. Like, when do you tell them that? Do you ever tell them? I mean, like, I feel you have to because there's probably some. I mean, like, I don't know. Maybe
you got it because they mentioned it in school and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you don't have to tell them they were snapped.
I guess it's.
But, like, I'm thinking, like, you know, there might be, like, medical issues with people who were snapped. I doubt it probably would have come up already.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, not, like, a physical thing, but, like, medical records for sure.
Yeah.
Would have the, like, you know, are you 2 + 5, or are you 2 not?
Yeah, and also there's going to be so much, you know, oppression on both sides of it.
As we've seen.
Yeah, as we've already seen, so it's like, I don't know what would be better, to tell them or not to tell them. It really is, like, just another adoption problem. Like, when do we tell them they were snapped?
Oh, no.
But okay, I think that's it for this episode.
I think so. No, I'm...
Alright, we'll see you guys for the next episode. Until then, go on the Patreon, check out all of Hawkeye or whatever's next as well. I don't know what the fuck's next. See you for that. Get the fuck out of here.